Good morning, everybody. Little starting it off with a preview of Plague Tale Requiem. Very cool. I always love Olivier's stuff since I first met him in Paris actually, back for Remember Me previews. I spoke and the stream crashed. Oh no. Um, but yeah, and he's done Streets of Rage now. He's done Dying Light. He's done so many different things. Um, and yeah, the first Plague Tale. But yeah, how's it going? How is your Tuesday morning? How's your week treating you? How's your week tweeting you too? I don't have a whole lot to talk about, so it's gonna be interesting to see what we come up with here. It is. It's funny because last week I was kind of frustrated because the Summer Game Fest just kind of kept going. We've already done the show floor. We need a break now. It's like, and now it feels like okay, now everybody's decided to take the break after Thursday's announcements. So it doesn't feel like there's been a whole lot going on news wise. Yep, Susie Hunter on Huber syndrome this morning. Check that out. Huber syndrome will probably be Mondays most of the time. Still trying to get that back on a normal schedule, but moving away from the Thursday crunch because Thursday crunch basically means Huber would shoot on Tuesday, and Don would have to cut on Wednesday, and then we'd have to get it up Wednesday night, ready for Thursday morning. Do I think a regular direct is still coming, or will it just be Xbox Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles 3? I honestly don't think the Xenoblade Direct has a whole lot of bearing on normal Direct. It is a little weird in a way, um, but I feel like yeah, for some of these big games, Sony and Nintendo just like to have the time to get a deep dive in. So the deep dives I definitely think are separate from the the announcement directs, right? Because when you go to that Xenoblade Chronicles direct, probably not gonna have anything other than Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's it. You're not gonna get too much in the way of surprises. Maybe some kind of a demo drops or something like that. Uh, but that's a very different thing than you know hopping in for the Xbox showcase and wondering is Silk Song gonna be there? You just don't have a clue. This is Lawbreakers. Resubscribe. Thank you very much. Real Lil Thicky, I guess. I don't know. Thank you. Ulf himself and Bradley Spees. Thank you. Thank you. The coat rack that was attached to Sarah's wall fell down. Yeah, that's a pain. I assume there's a direct because Microsoft had Silk Song. Nintendo didn't want to have, yeah, didn't want to show up in shame. Yeah, nobody was expecting Silk Song at the Microsoft showcase. We were not. Are you thinking of doing a Summer Game Fest awards like E3? No, no. I feel like that would be the participation awards in a way. We'll have to see if it changes in the future. But yeah, there's so many people not there. It's kind of weird. Oh, my sounds are on. You're getting Slack sounds. Let me go turn that off here. That's the thing. If I can hear it, then you can hear it. For 1 hour, yes. And yeah, the reason that when I started the stream, if you were here for the pre-stream madness, it started looping on itself. I'm like, what is going on? Why is it looping? Is this something going on with Bandcamp or whatever? Alexander, thank you. And the reason is I'd set up my Elgato to do PC capture last night, and it's still hooked up. And that opening screen, I have the Elgato set up for like when I'm streaming. You know, if I'm streaming a console game, you know, I'll use the audio from the console. And so, because it was set up on the PC, I was getting the PC audio, and I was getting the feedback loop from the Elgato, and so it was just creating. Actually, with the choir, it didn't sound too bad. It actually it sounded kind of interesting, like a remix, but it was just looping, so you know we weren't getting anywhere. Yeah. How do I feel about Melatonin, the game that is basically rhythm heaven except for dreams? I haven't really checked it out. I've seen the trailers, obviously, and I saw that Isla and Damiani played it last week, but I haven't like really looked at it. It just feels a little bit light on the color palette. Everything feels almost washed out, which is interesting. Um, Anyone reacting to Xenoblade tomorrow? I don't think anyone's going to react live. Seems to be the case at the moment. I think Damiani's take was when he wakes up, because that's part of it. It's like super early for us. When he wakes up, is that he's going to ask his roommates if they had if they got deep into story stuff. And if they get deep into story stuff, then he's not going to do anything. Because it's so close to when the game comes out. And if it's more mechanical, then he might go ahead and check it out. I did not hear from Ben about whether he would be involved, but yeah, I think if you get anything, that you would get it from Damiani. My hype level on Pentiment. I need to look into Pentiment more. I am very interested in what I saw in the trailer, but I also don't feel like I have a firm grasp on exactly what it is. And I know that there's more information out there that I just haven't dug into. Um, so yeah, I need to look into it more. I wonder, is there something on like Xbox Wire or something that has a little bit? I kind of hate looking through their site. PlayStation blog isn't much better either. Burp, 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 burp. Yeah, I think I'd have to search, and then that doesn't always work well either. GameSpot did an interview with Josh Sawyer. Okay, I can check that out later. Probably not something I would check out at the moment. Okay, here's the announcement. Oh, this has got some stuff. Okay. Let's go through this together. Obsidian's third year being part of the summer showcase, and for the third year in a row, we are announcing a new game. Interesting how that works, huh? Today we have the pleasure of introducing the world to Pentiment, a 16th century narrative adventure game. Okay, so got it. Okay, so like say, you know, if you did the Outer Worlds, but you weren't too worried about combat and stats and walking around and stuff. Directed by studio design director Josh Sawyer. As you'll see, the game is brought to life by a talented team who were inspired by illuminated manuscripts, woodcut prints, and history itself. In Pentiment, you play Andreas Mahler, a journeyman artist working in the bygone scriptorium of Kiersau Abbey during a time of great social unrest. While finishing his masterpiece, Andreas inadvertently becomes entangled in a series of murders that take place over 25 years. That's an entanglement right there. Peasants, thieves, craftsmen, monks, nuns, nobles, and even saints must be investigated and interrogated to expose the truth. Objection! Right. So now it's starting to feel like Phoenix Wright vibes. Phoenix Wright did go back in time with Ace Attorney. They had the great Ace Attorney. So now, we just go back a few more centuries. Oh man, reading the script, I'm not even sure. I guess that's French. Looks French to me. It will be up to players to decide Andreas' choices from his educational background and lifestyle. Oh, interesting. So we're like rolling a character here. Um, to how he investigates the murders. One day he may be digging up a dead monk in the Abbey cemetery. The next might be spent eavesdropping on peasant gossip. Gotta love that peasant gossip. At the lady's spinning bee. Every decision and accusation he makes carries consequences that will impact the tightly knit alpine community for generations to come. I'm very excited to share this unique interpretation of life in the 16th century Germany, and we can't wait to release more information with you about Pentiment leading up to its launch this November. It is growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave us. In addition to Pentiment, we have also announced the full release of Grounded. We know fans are excited for updates on Avowed and the Outer Worlds too. Both games are progressing, and we can't wait to show them off at a later date. Pentiment will release this November on Xbox One, Series X, Windows 10 and 11. That's interesting that they point that out. Okay. And Steam for $19.99. It will also be available on day one with Game Pass, etc., etc.